Hey guys, welcome to episode 130 of the Cat Lady podcast. My name is Andrea, also known as the Cat Lady. That's 2T, CATT, which stands for Craft All the Things. I am primarily a knitting podcast, but also do a whole bunch of other crafts. I am recording from Michigan, where it is finally starting to, well, it was finally starting to become spring, but now it's snowing, so it's not spring. I live here with my husband and 2 kids and 2 cats. So thank you for joining me. If you are new, thank you so much for tuning in. I will be showing off my knit works in progress, finished objects and stuff of that nature. I also am the owner of the Cat Lady Yarns, so I will be showing off some of my newest hand-dyed yarns that'll hit the shop and that are in the shop currently. So you can head over to www.thecatlady.com to check that out. And if you are a returning viewer, thank you so much for coming back and continuing to follow along with what I'm up to. If you'd like to follow me on social media, I am the Cat Lady on Instagram. I have a Facebook group, the Cat Lady. I have a TikTok, the Cat Lady Designs. I'm trying to figure out how to. I'm always trying to figure out how to just make things pick up speed. And it's like, you just gotta keep posting more and more and more and more and more. Well, I'm only one person and I have a life, so I can't post things all day long. And those TikTok videos are a lot of fun, but they're also a lot of work, depending on what you do. So anyways, I am here as the Crafty Cat Lady on YouTube. So again, feel free to follow me everywhere. If you have any questions about anything I talk about, I try to put things down below, but not very good at it. So please feel free to reach out and comment here. Comment on Instagram, send me a message, wherever, and I will be happy to respond. I do have a Ravelry page, and I do try to keep my projects up to date, but I don't really use Ravelry much anymore because of Ravelry. So, we've talked about that in the past. We shall not speak of Ravelry again, apparently. So, anyways, I think that's it. If you'd like to help support the podcast, I keep saying I want to start a a knit along, make along, craft along, which I do, I really do. If you have any ideas for a make along, please tell me. I need ideas. But anyways, I have a Ko-fi account, which is ko-fi. So www.ko-fi.com/thecatLady. You can donate $1 or more to my podcast, which will help me fund giveaways. So right now, like I said in the past, I have enough money in there, I believe, to purchase a skein of yarn and then have enough for shipping. It will only be open to US and Canada. If international people wanted to participate, they're more than welcome, but the prize will have to be a pattern of sorts. Pattern or 2, I don't know. Because shipping internationally, it would take all my money. So, unfortunately, the yarn shop is also only open to US and Canada because international shipping takes all my money. I mean, it takes your money because I would be passing on the shipping to you, but there's just so many things that come up and customs things and just so many things, and I'm too nervous to even go there. So, Canada shipping is already, I think it's underpriced as it is. It might be priced okay. So, but I feel like it's like $12 to send one skein of yarn, which is the price. And I have it set at like $12.25 or $12.50 because it varies around there. So yeah, it stinks. So I go off on a lot of tangents if you haven't noticed. I've already started, but that's okay. That's who I am. This is a no frills podcast. Okay, I don't edit things besides if I get interrupted or if I forget something and I have to move and whatever. I don't do any fancy editing. You know, I throw in some titles here and there. Got some music at the top and the bottom, whatever. But I am who I am. This is what you get. So, I record the same day that I upload usually, so I'm not spending weeks editing and curating this amazing thing. So, that's it. So onward we go. So I have a few knitting projects to share. I'm trying to think. I think I've seen all my finished objects, and I already realized I forgot something, but luckily it's right over there. So, which I'm gonna need in a minute, but that's okay. We'll start with works in progress. So last we talked, I was working on the Seclude Sweater by Alicia Plummer, and if I can find a picture of it for you. This is my 3rd Seclude sweater. I've made one for myself and I made one for my mom, and they were matching. So there's what it looks like. It's got the nice contrast sleeve with half sleeve with the armhole, which I really like. Thinking about this a lot now, all of a sudden. I have something. Anyways, back to this. I'm using Caron Simply Soft Yarn. This is the third one that is going to also be for my mother. So she bought me the yarn like 1,000 years ago, pretty much right after I made the first one because she liked it so much. And here I am 1,000 years later, finally casting it on. So, and with this sweater, you knit back and forth a lot for the neck shaping. So it feels like it takes forever. But finally, we are joined in the round. And actually, when you join in the round is when you split for the sleeves too, so it's like double bonus. So now I'm just at the body, stockinette. So here it is. So then you pick up and you do a neckline at the end. Of course you have the sleeves. And there's the back. And that is, let's see, that's approximately where I was last time. So, you know, it might have been a little bit, I might have done a little bit more, but I slogged through to get that. So now I can move my marker. Well, actually my marker, yeah, I will move my marker, but pretty much I just split the sleeves and finished the neck. I did like 2 rows. So it'll be easy to tell how far I've gotten next time. However, I went and did something stupid and cast on something new. So now, of course, I don't want to work on the sweater. I want to work on my new project, but I will try to do both. That is living in my Zelda bag. This is, I got this from the symphony that they had. So the Legend of Zelda Symphony of the Goddesses. It was a traveling symphony. We've seen it twice. It was really good. Got my bag for that. So I cast on something new. And it's not like it was unexpected. And this was in my Make 9. That was also in my Make 9. So I am really doing well with my Make 9. I think I have, I don't remember how many I've done, but I've done quite a few. So this is the Habitation, the robe by Helen Stewart. This has been on my list for years of what I want to make. And typically it's made with, sorry my printout is absolutely atrocious, but it's just a big long throw. Let's see, does it have a size in here? It is a throw made with fingering weight minis, typically. One size, 40-inch square. So just a nice little throw. Habitation throw. It's a throw! So I am using my mini skeins set from Lollypopgirl Yarns, who is Laura, the Crocheting Hoovian on Instagram. And I had purchased her Advent this last Christmas, and I caked all the yarn up. So I'm almost done with the first color. That's all I have left of the first color. I kind of pulled it out. So this is my big old cake of minis. I have them in order of how I want them. And then I wrote down the colors. So this is called Main Street. So this was the first color. And let's see. Up there. So this is turning out very pretty. So this is Main Street. So yeah, I'm very excited how simple this is, and I love the border. It's almost like I-cord, but it's not I-cord, so it's very nice. Very simple pattern, and yeah, so it's a corner to corner, so you go until a certain amount, and then you come back and decrease. And so yeah, next I go into the Railroad, Walt Disney Railroad. It's next, which is another reddish, and so these are not in order of how I got them. I put them in the order that I like them, so they're kind of sort of a fade. So you'll see that we have all like the pinks and the purples in the middle, and then we branch out to like orangey, yellow, green, bluish, and then we end up like brown. So yeah, I think that'll be a real lovely, lovely blanket. And this is living in my remotely Rhinebeck bag that I got from Amy from Happy Little Yarn. She had bought me this she knew I was sad about missing Rhinebeck, and it was also close to my birthday, so I think it was kind of a birthday present / here's a Rhinebeck goodie bag for you. So this came with a mug and a bunch of other fun things, so this was lovely. So this is a really nice tote bag. This will be perfect for a blanket. So yeah, I'm all about the tote bags today. Oh, let me put that back. And stay tuned, I have one more, I have a finished object, sort of. Okay, so if you have followed, you saw that I got a lovely package from Aquila, which is a Left Eater podcast. And she hand cranked, she has a knitting machine, and she cranked me and a few other friends some matching socks. And so what she did though is she sent a tube. So it was the cuff, the heel, and then just a long tube at the end that had waste yarn because she doesn't know how big my foot is. And my foot is big. So that was a good call. And so she sent two, of course. And so I had to put the toes in. So I put the toes in. I probably should have, they look totally fine, but I don't know. I did it a really weird way. But they look fine. And they fit nice, and I already wore them once and I washed them and reblocked them because I finished the toes and I put them right on and went to bed. So they're very nice socks. It's not, I can't talk today. I can't talk any day, so let's be real here. So these are nice, and these were hand dyed by her, so that was also very special. So these were our Valentine's Day present, so very nice. Boy, I have very nice friends, and I am a terrible friend because I don't send enough things. So I need to work on that. But how nice is it to have someone make you a pair of socks? I mean, these are just like so special. I mean, this is the first time someone's made me a pair of socks, and I know they weren't like hand knit or anything, but it doesn't matter. They were handmade, they thought of me and made me something. Like, I don't have a lot of things people have made me in general because, I don't know, I just don't. We usually, you know, my friends and I exchange notions and yarns and stuff like that, so not a lot of handmade stuff goes around, but this is so nice. So I was very happy with those. And really pretty colors. And hand dyed. Like, everything about this is just so nice. So thank you. So that is it. Oh, no, that is not it. That is it for the fibery crafts. So I have some progress on my diamond dots. So if you don't know what diamond dots are, they're this bizarre little thing where you have a little tray of plastic beads, basically. Like, they're faceted beads, so they look kind of shimmery. And then you stick them to a already sticky picture, and it's sort of like cross stitch. So it's like this pixel art thing, and it's kind of like, so instead of like cross stitching your little X, you're plopping a bead on. So this is my Eeyore, and he sparkles. Oh yeah, there you go. Sparkle, sparkle. This was a part of a Mickey monthly box that I got. So my husband and I exchanged subscription boxes for Valentine's Day, and we did 3. So I bought him a comic book collection, so he's gotten 2. I've gotten 2 Mickey monthlies, and I have 1 more, and it should be coming soon actually. I think mine ships at the 1st of the month, and his ships not until like the 20th. So, but so that was in there, and I was very excited because I've always wanted to try one of these. And this was the perfect size. It took only a few hours, and it was perfect. Well, I posted that on Facebook, and then a friend of mine said, "Hey, I have a bunch of these that I can't do because they hurt my eyes. She said, I got them for Christmas. They're all Christmas themed. Do you want them?" I said, "Sure." So she dropped off like 5 of them. They are not Diamond Dots brand like that, so they're a different brand. So they're slightly different, but they're the same. But so I started one. So yeah, I'm starting the Christmas ones because why not? But this one is a lot more detailed. I've spent a lot more time so far on this one, and almost sort of halfway, but not really. So there's this one. So it's got this plastic layer on the top because all this is sticky because the dots stick on it. So it protects that. So ooh, sparkly truck. So we got a truck holding a Christmas tree and snowman saying "Let it snow," which I really don't want the snow anymore, so I don't know. But that's okay. That was the least Christmassy one of them all. I think there's like one more. So let's see if I can show you what we have. We have, okay. We have a cardinal, like we have a couple birds on some snowy trees, so you're not going to be able to see them. I'm not going to open them up. Can't see the bird there. So this one would be more winter themed. We have a snowman. I don't know if you can see, I don't know if it'll focus on that. We have the picture's way up in the corner there. We have a snowman head. And we have another snowman. So this is actually a nice set. We have 2 snowman heads. And then a Santa. Like a big Santa. So I feel like those 3 bearing that they're the same size, which I believe they would be. 25 by 35 centimeter. Yep. I believe they're all the same. Yeah, they're all the same size. But these three would actually like make a nice little triptych with the 2 snowmans and a Santa. But all 5 of them are obviously all Christmassy themed, so those will all go nice together. So what you do here is you have this weird pen, and you put wax in it, and then you have this little tray that you dump your beads in. So you got a little bag of beads, dump the beads in, you have this little waxy pen, and then you just pick it up and it sticks to the top of the pen, and then you stick it onto the thing. It's actually very addicting and mindlessly relaxing. So kind of like cross stitch, like where it's just that kind of repetitive and just relaxing kind of. I don't know, it's nice. So that has been my thing, which it has eaten into some of my knitting time, but that's okay. All right. So that is all for the crafty works that I've done. Got a text message from probably Joanne's. Joanne sends me lots of messages. So, into stash, I got a special skein of yarn. So I mentioned her already, but a Lefty Knitter podcast, her husband, has his own series on her channel called JohnnyBoh Dyes. And so he's been dyeing yarn, and he's been having a blast doing it. And he's been doing a very good job. So they decided to, we'll go into that again. So she opened an Etsy shop. She ordered deep breath. She opened an Etsy shop to sell cranked tubes. Voila. Her husband's been dyeing yarn, so they decided to throw the yarn in that he's been dyeing for sale, because frankly you can only do so much with, if you're constantly dyeing yarn, you can't knit at all. So I decided to support their business and order this skein of yarn, which was called Sad Bastard, which of course I love the name because it's kind of funny. But look at it, it's really cool. So it's like a very speckled yarn. It's got some lovely speckles. And it is a DK. Yes, DK. So I think I know what I'm going to do with this. I think I'm going to swap out what I have in my top 9 with a skein of DK and use this instead. I think. I haven't decided yet. So, but this is really nice. It's got like some nice golds in there, greens, and then blues that weren't supposed to be in there, but I think the blues weren't supposed to be in there, but the blues look good in there, so it works. Black, and I love me some black speckles, so black and gray. So yeah, this will be cool. So I'm looking forward to knit that up. But speaking of tubes, and I will mention this again probably later, if you want to place an order for yarn from the Cat Lady Yarns, you can drop me a line and say, hey, I would like you to send this straight to Aquila. I have purchased a cranking tube service from her, and I would like you to send your yarn to Aquila to get cranked. Because I had that happen, and yeah, I am friends with Aquila. I know where she lives. I can send it to her very easily, and that eliminates me sending yarn to you, which you then have to send to Aquila. So if you see a yarn that you like here, that you would like to have cranked into a tube, and she has different options. So she can crank a tube, just a tube, and you make your own heels and toes and whatever, or I think she might even be able to do the hem and the heel. She can do a whole sock, I believe. She's got many options. So if you go over to her JohnnyBoh Fiber Co., I will put the link below. You can go over to her shop. I think they have some yarns in there too. Some St. Patty's Day and Easter yarns that John was playing around with, so there's some yarn in there. And then there is a specific listing for tubes, cranking tubes. And under that listing are very varying options. So head over to JohnnyBoh Fiber Co., check that out, order some yarn from the Cat Lady, and I can send it over there and you can get it cranked. And I am very excited to see, so I did send a skein over there to be cranked out, and I'm very excited to see what it looks like, because some colors I have samples, some I don't, but I don't have any knit into like socks, which always does different things. So this one, it's funny because mine's the only one that like stripes like that. The other ones she knit up had like the flashing, which is cool, and I love both, but this is my favorite. And I think I mentioned that, so I'm guessing that's why I got these ones. So that is my yarn. And since John and I talk a lot of dye stuff because, you know, we're both dyeing yarn, he found these baker's wands is what they're called. He saw them from somebody else and he's like, I have extras. Do you want one? And he actually sent me 2. So, heck yeah. And these things were awesome. I used them for the first time and I forgot to video. I should have took video the last time I had a dye session. I should be videoing like all my dye sessions because it's instant content, right? Because people like to see the dye videos. I love to see dye videos. I mean, and I totally forgot. And it was a 9 lives dye dumped day, so it was very random, so it's not like anything that's going to be recreated, but still. But I used my little speckler, and it was really cool. So, it was easier to use on lighter colored yarns, like so light when I had the base color light, but when I did it on a dark color, which I guess is speckling in general, I just couldn't see if they were coming out. But I'm very happy with how that worked, so I will be playing around with that again. So, that is another stash. Another thing is, I think I've mentioned, so I have a knitting machine, Addy Express, king size, and regular. But it's just a plastic machine knitter, and it makes large tubes, and it makes flat panels too, but it cranks around, and it makes hats, typically, hats and scarves. So, I wanted to make you can make an adapter. Oh, I should have brought that too. I won't though. You make an adapter that sits on this and then you can put your drill in it and then it saves you from all the cranking. So I was going to get with my dad and get a plastic piece of PVC pipe cap and then board out and drill a top in it and put a bit out of it and so that I could stick it in the drill. I don't know, that probably doesn't make any sense, but it doesn't matter. I'm not doing that anymore because one of my good friends' husbands has a 3D printer. And you can buy these on Etsy and they're an arm and a leg, I feel like, for a piece of plastic. They're like 20 something bucks, which is a little steep for something I could have made myself for a lot less, which is what I was going to do. But then I ran it by her. I said, can your husband make me up one of these? And I found a pattern, free pattern. She's like, oh yeah, sure. He's always looking for things to make. And I said, I'll pay you. She's like, no, no, no. I said, I'll pay you in egg rolls next time I make egg rolls. So I will definitely be sending them egg rolls, which I was going to anyways. But anyways, so I got this. So it's just a piece of plastic. This is a drill bit. Sticks in there. This part sticks in the drill. And then that part goes over here, and it's like a snug fit. And then as you turn the drill, turns the crank. So I haven't officially tested it out yet. I've like plugged it in and did it, but I haven't made anything. Now here is the very important PSA that I have to mention when talking about this. So if you have one of these machines and you get something like this, this is not designed to crank the machine faster. This machine is designed for hand cranking. It's not designed for, you know, kind of cranking. So this is designed to save your arm. It's not designed to like whip through a project in 5 minutes. That would normally take you a half an hour. It's designed just to save your arm. So instead of cranking, you will sit there with your drill and very lightly, actually they recommend you get like an electric screwdriver so it's lower power, which I might do. And it's easier to hold on to and everything. But right now I have a drill, so I will use a drill. But you just lightly, you want to mimic as if you're hand cranking. You don't want to go any faster, maybe a little faster, but you don't really want to go too fast because there's gears in here that are not meant for that. This is just meant to save my elbow and my shoulder because eventually you get sore, especially when I'm making like the long infinity scarves or the pocket scarves. So if I just sit there and just, you know, slowly get through it, and you want to make sure you're feeding the yarn in gently, and there's just a lot of things you got to keep track of, so you don't want to like blow through it. But people have been known to like fuse the plastic to the machine because it's generating so much heat going so fast. You're going to melt your gears on the inside. There's just so many things that can go wrong if you're not paying attention to the yarn feeding in and you don't stop like a big knot coming through. You're going to break your needles. So this is not designed to make fast projects. It's designed to just take some relief off your arm. So that is my PSA. And the 3D printed pattern I sent him actually came with 2 different versions. So this one had like, you can stick something in there. So I'm not sure. Maybe that's for the screwdriver. I don't know. So I have 2. So I will play around with that. So yeah, that's exciting because again, when I'm making those really long tubes, it's like my arm starts to hurt. So I went, oh, like for the wreaths. When I was making the long tubes for the wreaths, if I'm making a bunch of those, it gets tiring. So, which again, you don't necessarily want to overdo your machine either. So you need to take breaks. Anyways, for your machine's sake. That is it for a stash. On to other stuff. So my camera's doing something weird. Okay. Are you still okay? Anyways. I mentioned last week that I have an interview coming up with Ladybird Loves, which is a podcast. She does all sorts of strange things. I shouldn't say strange things. She does all sorts of things, just like me. But she has like gardening segments. She has gaming segments. She has just chatting. She crochets, but she does lots of fun things. But on Saturday, she does what's called Saturday Spotlight. And last time I talked, I said I wasn't sure if she showed her face. She does. Just not on the Saturday Spotlight. I don't know the reasoning. Maybe just because it's a spotlight on somebody else. So on Saturday, March 13th, I will be live, which is kind of scary, but kind of fun. She will ask me questions. The audience can ask questions at the end. So if you come check it out, I will of course tell you what time. I haven't decided on the time yet. So probably early afternoon. Earlier the better. My husband and the kids I think are going to leave because yeah, I talked to him, I said, he's like, maybe we should just go. So they might go out and take a drive for a while and I will have an hour to myself. So I will set up upstairs probably. I don't know if I need a laptop or if I can use my phone. So it's lots of things still to figure out. But I mentioned that somebody had mentioned me to her because like she was not on my radar at all. And I'm sure I wasn't on hers, but it was Beverly who is Dittmer Knittery. And so I made sure it was okay. She said it was okay to mention her, which duh, she has a podcast, so why wouldn't I mention her? So check out Dittmer Knittery. I will put a link below. And check out her podcast. She makes amazing, amazing felted bags. Like, I mean, amazing. Like, so she hand knits these bags and then felts them by hand and then embroiders and like, I don't know, I can't remember if she embroidered them first or felted them on or after or before. Maybe both. But they're amazing. Like, they're gorgeous. Gorgeous bags. So these nice one-of-a-kind felted bags. So check her out. She's got an Etsy shop. And yeah, so she's really sweet. She's been a podcast viewer for quite some time. So I appreciate the passing my information along. And so yeah, go check her out. So March 13th. Mark your calendars. I was just going to say we're going to take a quick break because my camera's going to stop. And guess what? My camera stopped. So anyways, on to business stuff. So lots of different things I have for business stuff, but first I'm going to mention is if you noticed I popped on to a few live platforms this week. I went on Instagram Live trying to figure things out, then I went over to Facebook, and then I went over to YouTube, and I'm just trying all the live options that I have. Ideally, I would like to be able to have a camera set up on my dye studio, or my dye pans, and do a dye along. So either do a live dye session or a dye along. My original plan was like a dye along, so like actually having audience participation and picking colors and like helping me whatever and just chatting while I'm dyeing yarn. So that is the plan. But I don't know exactly how to figure that out because I need a camera that's setting towards the yarn so everyone can see, but then I need to be able to see any questions or if I'm asking questions and being able to interact. So I need a separate unit set up somewhere that I'll have access to. And I mentioned, I think, typing, which of course I don't need to type because it's going to be live. I can talk to you. Duh. So Instagram is the easiest, and that's where I have the most people, I think. But it's not, there's no way I can set that up and then look at it somewhere else. Facebook is good. You can set that up and look at it somewhere else, but I don't have the following. So obviously if I do anything like this, I'm gonna promote the heck out of it anyways. Be like, okay, on Friday, we're gonna do this. And I need to pick a time that's going to be convenient for everyone. So I feel like it needs to be like a Friday evening, but then I have the risk of my family being annoying. I love them, but they are annoying. So there's a lot of things. And then YouTube's fine too. No, YouTube's okay. I have to record with a laptop though, which would be hard to set up. So it's going to be hard to set up a laptop to point at my dye pans and then interact on my phone. I'd rather record on my phone, interact on a laptop. But I can't record live on my phone with YouTube yet, unless there's a workaround. I have to look into that. There might be a different program I can use to work around that, so stay tuned. If you are interested in something like that, like a dye along, a dye with me, help me choose colors and just chat and whatever and have a wine and dine. That was stupid. Let me know. So that is number one. Number two is I dyed. So I reskeined some my gradients. So I had 2 gradients in the shop, still in the shop, that I had dyed on a sock blank, then I unraveled it and reskeined it into a hank. I don't know why, because I just thought it would look cool. But more and more people are like, maybe it would be easier to see it in the gradient, and that's what most dyers do as well. And they usually, and like I took all the kinks out of it for the most part. It's still a little bit wavy, but not nearly as bad. And that was just a lot of time wasted. But this, so I caked it up because you could really see the colors and the gradient now. So this is Dreams. So it goes from like a tealy green to pink, purple, blue. So one of these is available right now. And this is on the Perfect Sock base. So usually this was a sock blank I made on the Addy Express. Or no, I think I made it on my Centro, or my Jamit, whatever, the other knitting machine I have, the cheapy one. But this was made out of my yarn, my Perfect Sock base. So this is an 80/20 merino nylon. And then one of my very first ones, oh, there it is, found it. This is Summer Fun. This has definitely got a more heathered look to it with the flecks of white in there. This is a 75/25 pre-knit sock blank. So this was purchased as a pre-knit sock blank. 75% merino, 25% nylon. 463 yards, I think. The other one's 420 yards. This one's 463, I think. But this goes from a lovely orange to pink to purple, so just 3 colors in this one. This one had 4. They were done very different ways. This one obviously was a lot more airier, so it's got less of the white heathering in there. But these are both available at www.thecattlady.com, already pre-caked up, so they are just ready to go. Okay, so dye dump day. I had a dye dump day. So if you don't know what a dye dump day is, I had a collection of extra dye stocks lying around from previous projects. And when I do a certain method of dyeing, I dye up, the stock I think I need, but then a lot of times I have some left over. So I don't throw those out because it's wasteful. At one point I was saving, like when I was mixing, if I'd mix colors, I would rinse my utensils off and create these jars of color too. That became a little burdensome. So I stopped doing that for now. And again, because I don't have a lot of yarn to just throw color on. I like to have planned colorways, but I do have a bunch of old skeins of yarn. So I had the same supplier, but I started getting my yarn put up a different way. So instead of a, kind of short, fat circumference, it's a bit longer, which is so much nicer. So, but I still have a handful of yarn in the older circumferences. A lot of it's BFL, BFL and 17 micron. That's all I have left. So I'm trying to use up those. So those I thought were perfect for dye dump day. So these just came off the dry rack, so they are not twisted or anything. Let's see if I can twist them up a little bit to show you. But these are the colors I came up with. And again, these are one of a kinds, so they cannot be dyed exactly. I could probably replicate a lot of these, but definitely not exact because I don't know what colors they were. They were just random jars of colors. So this is Disco Lemonade. So we got lots of bright oranges, hot pinks, splashes of yellow. Let's see if we can I'm terrible at hand skeining, especially these ones because they're short and fat. So they're even tricky on my drill. So that's why I'm so much happier with my new colors. My husband's calling me. Should have told him I was recording. Okay. This is Disco Lemonade. This is terribly skeined up. But I got 5 of those, so that was done. I should have recorded. So look how short and stumpy these are. So Disco Lemonade, we got 5 of them. Yes. Oh yeah, look at this one. This one's really sexy. That's all that. That one got a lot of the yellow. Ooh, baby, look at that! I love it. And this one got. Yeah. So it's funny because I'm just dumping things in. So this one got a little bit more of the white, kind of speckly looked in here. Ooh, look at that. So Disco Lemonade. Oh, one more. 5 skeins of that. These will be listed soon. I don't exactly know when. I still have to photograph them and do whatever, all that fun stuff. But I will let you know on Instagram and newsletter. Sign up for the newsletter. Link is in the description, and you will get the announcement that these are live. So newsletter always finds out first, followed by Instagram and Facebook. This one's kind of twisty, but so there's these. Those will be available. Okay. And then next up we got, so this was funny because again I just had all these dies laying around and I just kind of matched them up what color themes would go well together, and so okay, I gotta pause. Hey, it's me again. I'm my hubby. So just had to one in the chat for a minute. And okay, where was I? So I had colors laying around, and who knows, well, they're not left over from that set, but this looks awfully close to colors that I already have. So let's see. We have Dreamland, and we have Let's Get Crazy. Very similar, pinks and blues and purples, right? So this is kind of a cross between that. And I stuck with the dream theme and called this Sweet Dreams Are Made of This. So it's very similar to Dreamland, I feel. Now after it's twisted up, it might look a little different. Of course, on the camera, it's hard to tell. And I'm not twisting these up because I'm terrible at twisting these up. So what if I do the spirally thing? Can I do that? I'll get my hand stuck in there. Not as pretty, but. So Dreamland's got lots more like reddish tones in it, but boy, that's really similar. Like, I don't think you can knit with them together, but they're really close. So Dreamland and Sweet Dreams Are Made of This. We have 5 skeins of that as well. So this needs to be photographed and hanged up. And these are all on BFL. So we have the 5 skeins of Disco Lemonade on 17 micron. We have 5 skeins of Sweet Dreams Are Made of This on BFL. We also have 1 skein of, so again, this was all just leftover dies that I had lying around. So I don't know where some of them I knew what they were, some of them I didn't. And I threw them all together, and this looks like cranberries. And I kind of tried to alter it a little bit, so I put like some more dark splotches at the ends. But this looks like cranberries, but it is called Cranberries at Night, or Cranberries After Dark. What is it? Something like that. Cranberries After Dark, I think I called this. So it's like cranberries, but it's got this like kind of dark, there we go, you can see it better, kind of dark end to it. Just 1 skein of this on BFL because I also have, and this one I'll tell you that in a minute. I also have a skein on Perfect Sock, that is for me. I'll tell you why in a minute. So Cranberries After Dark on Perfect Sock for me. So again, we have those like kind of darker end. And then we have Cranberries After Dark on Worsted Weight, which will be a sample. So this is potentially a new base coming. I did a poll and people mentioned they would like to see worsted. So Cranberries After Dark on worsted. So all these were in the same pan. So I will do a sample with the worsted, which I will tell you in a momentarily what that'll be. And I'm going to do a sample on the Perfect Sock holding another new base alert, potentially. Kid Silk. Mohair Silk. So I had these samples in my stash from my yarn suppliers. This is the first time I've dyed mohair, so I do hope this, like, it's very sticky, you know, so I gotta wind it up and see how it winds up. But it looks good. But this was Cranberries before I put the dark stuff on. So this was just the red tones, and then I pulled it out and I did the rest of the like speckles and stuff. So I just left this kind of tonal. So I'm not naming this one. And this is the length of what my new skeins are. This nice longer, approximately longer length that I still can't twist them by hand. So, but they look, that looks there. That looks good. So this is, oh look how pretty, you can see the halo in there. So I'm going to hold this one with the red here. So these two reds together. And I will tell you what I'm going to make with that. So those will be kind of shop samples / new base samples. So just to try that out. And I guess I should have probably shared this first, but the last dye dumped day, 9 lives. So these are all 9 lives because I'm cat themed, and you know, cats have 9 lives. So it's like my dye has an extra life basically. So you don't just toss it, you give it new life. I really like the way this turned out. This is called Tin Roof Rusted. I don't know if you've noticed the theme of the names, but they're all music themes. So we have Disco Lemonade, which is from Marcy Playground. We have, which it's a lyric in the song. And we have Sweet Dreams Are Made of This, which is, of course, Eurythmics, Sweet Dreams. And then we have Tin Roof Rusted, which is from Love Shack. So there's that guy. I love how this turned out. So we have like this burnt, kind of rusty orange. And then I had some like green I threw in there because I thought it just kind of reminded me of like the rusty oxidized kind of look. So, and then we got our speckle wand in for this one, and I did some speckling in here. Let's see if we can find some of these teal speckles in there. So we have 4 skeins of that, and they all turned out really lovely. All on BFL. So Tin Roof Rusted. So look at that. Look at that. That nice rusty orange in there. It's really cool. So I love how these turned out. So 4 skeins, Tin Roof Rusted on Formidable Sock, which is the BFL base. So all these need to be, I actually already listed them, or put the wording in on the website. Go me. But I still gotta like photograph them and all that stuff. So, I've talked on forever. I still have tons of yarn in the shop. Please go check out the shop, www.thecatlady.com. I got lots of, I really like this one too. Talk to the Hand. This was a really nice colorway. I have a quick reel / TikTok video of dyeing that one. I have a couple skeins of Mayhem left, which I might have to steal one of these because I really like this one. Someone asked me what my favorite yarn color, one of my favorite dyed jobs was, and this is one of them. Still have a couple, sparkly base wasn't a hit, I'd say. The sparkle base was not a hit, I'd say, but I still have some sparkle left. Bleeding Hearts, right there. Emerald Sea is still a few skeins on a few different bases. This one's a lovely one. And and more. So head on over to thecatlady.com. I do have one green sock blank in blank. So this is the sock blank that I would dye and then take apart. But this is May the Road Rise Up to Meet You, which is an Irish saying. Thank you, Kate, for that idea. But this is a nice gradient. Kind of, it's like it starts light, goes dark in the middle, and ends light. So it's kind of a tonal gradient, I guess. Got one of those available. And just, yeah, handful of Festival. I got some Festival left. Here's Festival on 17 micron, which is glorious. And some, I got a lot of DK left. So DK, I mean, honestly, looking at the worsted versus the DK, I mean, DK is kind of the way to go. So if you haven't explored DK yarn, you really should, because there's more yardage. It's really not that much different in thickness. I mean, where is my DK at? Let's see if I can find one. Here's sunflowers on DK. So, I mean, it's thicker, it's a little plumpier, but I feel like it's practically interchangeable. I mean, you could probably get the same gauge, just varying your needle size on a DK and a worsted. So, and you get more yardage on this. This is 231 yards. I believe this is like 218 yards. So, I mean, the yardage, I mean, it's not much more yardage, but it's so close that, like, so please, if you have a worsted project that you're, like, dying to try, maybe try skein and DK and see if you can get it equivalent, because I really think you can. And go to the site that shall not be named, and you can see enough different projects, and people interchange yarn all the time, and there's no, and rant incoming. There's no, like the yardage that on the DK is like so all over the place that, like, there's no real, like, I even emailed the company that, like, there's no real specification on what you can call your yarn. So, like, you can have a yarn that's, like, I had a company that had DK yarn that had less yardage, I believe, than the worsted. Like, well, how is that possible? Because, I mean, it's just, they're so close. So I have a lot of DK available. I feel like maybe people are shying away with it because they just don't use DK a lot. But honestly, this is like so similar. Like, I have to tag these real good, else I'm not going to be able to tell the difference. There's no way. So if I'm selling worsted and DK, which I don't know if I will. Well, I will for a while, I guess, if I buy some worsted. People like it. Then I'm going to have to seriously label, unless there's no way I'm gonna be able to tell the difference. So, I mean, maybe I will, but. So, that is my rant. Thank you for watching. Thank you for everything. Oh. Mail truck is coming into my driveway for some reason. Oh, maybe it's my Mickey Monthly box. Anyways, thank you for joining me. If you like what you see, please like, subscribe, and share. Please! Like, subscribe, and share. Darn it. And yeah, I will see you in a week. Not much life. Life? I don't know. Life is hard. I didn't really talk about life, and I'm blathering on forever, so I'm just gonna go. So thank you. Thank you, everyone, and I will see you next time. Take care. And remember to go craft all the things.